Well, happy birthday, you know?
Yeah.
All right, a big move by the Academy announcing this week that the Oscars will head to YouTube starting in 2029, leaving ABC, which has been broadcasting the show since 1976. So here to discuss this change and what it can mean for the future of award shows, Michael Schneider, executive TV editor at Variety. Michael, at this point, I'm going to get a chair right here, and you can just pull on, just come. What do you want on your desk out here?
Seriously, it's busy times. Can I have some of that cake, maybe?
Yeah.
Like, if you guys are having cake later, I'll come by for that.
Yeah, we'll save you a slice. Genevieve, save them a slice. All right, let's get into it. Broadcast TV has been declining in ratings in many areas. We know that, but we now have events like the NFL games that are streaming. Yeah, does airing major show awards like the Oscars on YouTube, does it seem like the natural progression? I know we're a handful of years out.
Yeah, I mean, live events, that's what people are still watching on linear TV. And so, of course, streamers are saying, well, this is now where people are watching television. So it just makes sense to grab some of those events, too. You mentioned NFL. There have been a couple of other award shows like the SAG Awards that have already gone over to streaming. So this is the biggest one yet, and a huge coup for YouTube, but also interesting for the Academy because, well, that's where people are watching TV. So now that's where they'll be watching the Oscars in a few years.
Yeah, I think a lot of folks like myself who don't necessarily think YouTube when it goes to watch things are always shocked when you realize the numbers of people that are on YouTube daily. Let's go here. Speaking of numbers, ratings for the Oscars, well, it hit an all-time low of 10 million in 2021, but we're up significantly last year. Still, it's far from the heyday of where they once were doing crazy, huge numbers. Does the Academy believe that they're going to get a big boost with being on YouTube? Is there just maybe some type of financial thing? Because you brought up the NFL. Well, these streaming apps are paying billions of dollars to show their games.
It's a little bit of everything. It's more money. I think in the new contract that Disney was looking to grab, actually they were looking to decrease the license fee that they were paying. But at the same time, though, it's also more freedom. This gives the Oscars the opportunity to do a longer show if they want and have more control over the Oscars as opposed to the give and take that they had with Disney under the previous deal. And then, yeah, there's the international part of it too. Now, globally, it's one home, it's YouTube. So, no matter where you are in the world, to turn to YouTube to watch the Oscars. So I think it was a number of reasons that convinced them, let's do this.
That makes sense right there. All right. How has ABC reacted to this deal? You mentioned ABC's had it since 1976, so obviously it's one of those things where they almost just become so accustomed to having it. Did they have any opportunity to match YouTube's offer and declined, or how did that work out?
Well, there was a bidding process, and they actually bid a little bit below what they had been paying. They'd been paying about $100 million a year for the Oscars, and with the ratings down, like you mentioned, they thought it was no longer, a license fee that made sense to them. So they still offered a hefty proposal, as did NBC Universal and a few other bids. But at the end of the day, YouTube's far surpassed everyone. We believe it's still over 9 figures. So ultimately, Disney sort of knew that this was probably coming to the end of the line after so many years.
Yeah, this will be interesting. And, the Oscars aren't the first award show to move away. You mentioned the SAG Awards, known, of course, as the Actor Awards, moved to Netflix. Do we expect more and more award shows to do the same, essentially saying, is this just the way that it's going to be, period, kind of just so you can expect award shows to be streaming?
I think you're going to see more of that. The next one to watch is the Emmys. The Emmys deal is up after next year. Emmys are going to be on NBC next year, but then after that, their contract is up with the networks, and you may see it move to streaming as well. This is just a natural progression of how people are now consuming television.
All right. Well, finally, we're going to check in on the Warner Brothers Discovery talks with Paramount and Netflix. The Warner board is asking shareholders to reject the Paramount bid from David Ellison, saying it is not the best interest of the company. Is there a chance both of these deals are actually rejected?
There's the possibility of anything. This has been such an unpredictable situation. It does seem like obviously Netflix is still in the driver's seat. We saw yesterday the heads of Netflix, Ted Sarandos and Greg Peters, were actually on the Warner Brothers lot meeting with David Zaslav. They took some photos, very much a power play to show that that's still where the Warner Brothers executives want this to go. So we're in for an interesting ride.
All right, Michael Schneider, executive TV editor at Variety. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. I'm going to work on your cubicle over here and get that set up right now.
Sounds good.